Hey dudes, CI here. So I don't really have anything important to talk about. So instead, I'm going to tell you a funny story that I just heard from one of my friends at the gym. Her name's not important, but she was talking about how she sometimes gets nosebleeds, and I was like, oh, I get nosebleeds too, but I use the nasal spray, blah blah blah, and moving on. And then it somehow comes out that twice in her life she has gotten nosebleeds while making out with someone. I don't know why, but I just think this is the funniest damn thing I've ever heard. Can you imagine making out with someone? And this isn't like a long-term thing. I think this is just like making out with a stranger or making out with somebody you're hooking up with. It says, she's not married or anything like that. She doesn't have a long term. But imagine this. You're making out with somebody and it's awesome, and then all of a sudden and your mouths are right there on each other, and your noses are right next to each other. And suddenly, you've got blood dripping out of your nose onto your lips and their lips. It just sounds horrible. And so, here's my question. We didn't really get into it, but my question is this: was it a bad nosebleed? Could she immediately tell when it was about ready to happen, and so she backed the fuck away? Or did it happen really suddenly and the blood actually came out and got all over everything? Follow-up question: was it humiliating? How did the other person react? Did the other person just freak the hell out? Next question: how would I respond if I was making out with someone and they started bleeding all over me? I think if they backed away and said, hold on, I'm getting a nosebleed, that would be one thing. But if it came on too quickly and all of a sudden we're making out and I taste blood and it's not mine, I'm going to freak the hell. I don't know how. I hope I'd be cool about it. I hope I would be cool, because the other person, the person getting the nosebleed, would be mortified. They would be so embarrassed. Anything like this ever happened to you guys? Anybody been making out and had a nosebleed or almost gotten a nosebleed? Actually, that's what leads to the question. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you while you're being sexy with another person? Could be kissing, could be anything. I hadn't really given that question any thought before I started this. And right now I'm racking my brain about what the most embarrassing thing, and I'm coming up blank. I'll think about it though, and maybe I'll get that back to you if I can think about something. But maybe that would be a punishment for me, is to mention the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in sexy time. Alright guys, I'm out of here. See you next week.